Hey. Oh, hold on. Wait for it. Wait for it. Still says starting to record. Hey.
Shit.
Hey. Uh, so I am now on the line with a Mr. Donatas Mankevicius and a Miss Laura Bružauskaitė. Did I say it right?
Yes, amazing.
All right, awesome. So you both are from Lithuania, is that correct?
Yes.
That is correct.
Amazing. Donatas, you have a background, you said, in everything, but very more specific, perhaps. So you have a background in ballroom, contemporary show dance, as well as a mixture of other things. Is that proper as well?
Yeah, that's very correct.
And Laura, you have a background in ballroom. Is that right?
Yeah, just in
And
ballroom.
you were a professional dancer at one point. Is that right?
Yeah, I danced my professional career till my 18. So yes, I was.
Okay.
How old are you now?
Uh,
Yeah.
I was.
Oh, okay, sorry.
But currently, if I'm not mistaken, you two are both bachata dancers as well as instructors. Is that right?
Yes.
Yeah, we're still dancing. We're still teaching. So yeah, that's correct.
That is amazing. That is amazing. First off, let me say I am super appreciative to have you both on the show. I want to thank you so much for coming on.
No, thank
Thank
you
you for inviting us.
yeah,
Yes.
because it's our first podcast regarding dancing. So thank you very much. Yeah.
Oh, of course. Of course. I guess a great way to start this out, I would absolutely love to hear from both of you all. I have never had the opportunity of visiting Lithuania, so I would absolutely love to hear from you both. What was it like growing up in Lithuania? What was that like for you two?
You want to start?
I don't know. I lived in small town, not in Vilnius. Vilnius is like the capital of Lithuania, so it's bigger,
So you can imagine it's a 1 million people city, right?
Okay.
So it's not that small. It's as Laura said, it's a capital, and both of us are from smaller cities.
We grown up in smaller cities.
Yeah. I think you went mute, but that's okay.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay. Sorry. So for me, actually, we recently talked. We have a couple that came from America, and at the moment we're teaching them, right? And we're having dinners as well, and we're talking about what was life in Lithuania. And actually, we thought that we had pretty good childhood.
Yeah.
I mean, we weren't bullied. We were dancing. We were enjoying. We had a lot of time in nature. It's like amazing. It's not like we were growing between four walls and that's it, and had some traumas. No, we had everything, and it was really really good. I would say that's what happened.
I'm very curious to hear, man. I guess is music and dance, is that a part of the Lithuanian culture? Is that something that you both grew up with, or like in your households?
No, I wouldn't say like this. My mom was like a dancer, but just not the professional one. But it's not usual, for example, for Lithuanians to dance like bachata, salsa, or whatever, or even Latin dances. It's not like in we're blood or something like
Yeah.
this. We're not used to dancing.
We don't have a lot of people, but we have we have champions in ballroom, right? So I think we have a really strong school, but the dance itself is not like something
I
every
would say
Lithuanian
in
do, right?
ballroom we have like
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
stronger, but not in Latin dancing.
Okay, like in standard,
It's
like
really
waltz,
different.
tango,
Yes, yeah.
Okay, I agree.
The school is much more like better in standard, like in waltz, than in ballroom, than in Latin. Sorry.
Yeah, we're talking Latin. I mean, samba, rumba.
Right. Yeah, that's ballroom. Yeah. I'm curious. Do you guys have like I don't know how to say this, but like a local cultural dance, like a dance style specific to Lithuania?
Yeah, we do. We do have folk dance that's called folk dance, as usually. So
we have special clothes, like
special clothes, special music for it. And I think we both tried, right? You tried in school?
Yeah, I tried.
Yeah, I tried as well. And it's not that attractive for me personally. It's more of a, I don't want to say it, but it's like for older generation, probably. Young people, some of them are into it, but not a lot, not a lot. So yeah.
Right. No, I definitely understand that. I definitely understand that. So you two, you're growing up in Lithuania. You say you had an amazing childhood. I'm very curious to hear from you both. Going back to when you were younger, even though we're all still young, to be honest. But when you were much younger, I'm very curious to hear. Do you remember what you wanted to be when you grew up?
Oh, totally a dancer. At some point, yeah, I was totally wanted to be like a dancer, like ballroom, actual Latin dancer. Yes, so totally
Okay,
be a
nothing
dancer.
else?
No, nothing else. I
Not
would
an
say.
astronaut, nothing?
No,
Okay.
no, I never.
All right. Yeah. I'd say I never had like a big dream to be something, but when I started dancing, I was just 100% into it, right? Up to my teenage years. Then, things kick in, like you want to do something else. Yeah, sometimes you do, a pause from dancing. So, but yeah, when I was really young and I started dancing, I was like, ooh, I like it, And I got my first medal. I was like, yeah, that's the first one, but not the last one. So I wanted to continue, So yeah, I think, yeah, as well, a dancer. Yeah, the dream was to be a dancer.
That's amazing. That's amazing. So, I think Laura, you said it. You said that your mother was already a dancer, correct? So that's kind of what inspires you to become one.
No, I don't think. I don't think like my mother inspired me like to be a dancer. No, I just I tried it and I really
Mm.
enjoyed it. And then I tried it. I couldn't like quit. I was like so into dancing so much. Even for example, in our small town, it was like difficult to find the coaches where to practice or even where to have lessons. So I needed, for example, in 1 week, I needed to travel like 4 or 5 times at least to our cities to practice because
Wow.
I couldn't like to practice in
Yes.
my like small town. So
Yeah.
it was difficult. Yes, it was difficult
Okay.
part. Yeah.
That's dedication. That's passion right there, right?
Yeah.
And not
Yeah.
only from her, it's
Yeah.
also parents, right?
Yeah.
Uh,
Facts. Facts. I'm
Mm.
curious. I guess Donatus, what introduced you into dancing, or what kind of inspired you to even start doing that?
so actually, my mom wanted to be a dancer, Also, when she was younger, it was hard, and when we were occupied, it was a bit harder. We were occupied by Russia, right? So only recently, like 30 years ago, we became free country. So my mom went to a ballroom competition back in the day, and she saw uh, one couple who is even very popular right now. They're really old, they're teaching, but I mean, they were still competing back then. And she saw them dancing. So she was like, that's the most beautiful thing I saw in my life. So she tried to put my brother in dancing shoes, who's a bit older, 4 years older. And he was like, nah, I want to play soccer, sorry. So yeah, he tried soccer, and she after that she's like, okay, let's put the younger one in dancer shoes, and I tried. I was like, okay, I can try a few more months, but after first award, for a kid, award like a medal or something is huge. So
That's
it
that
was a huge
positive
motivation.
reinforcement, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So yeah, that was actually my mother, and I'm grateful. And she sometimes asks me, are you okay with that? Are you happy now? I said, of course. I mean, I wouldn't change anything. Yeah, I wouldn't change
Me too.
anything.
I want to ask you this. I want to ask you both this. I want to hear from you both. Tell me this. How has Lithuania changed, if at all? How has it changed from when you were younger to 2021? What things have you noticed change?
Okay. So first thing I would say uh, that the changes now uh, are like so more rapid than before. I don't know how to say not rapid. Maybe we're developing way faster. and we're catching up with the Western culture way faster, right? It's all due to social media for sure. So when we were younger, there were no phones, or if the phones were there, they were, button phones, so you just text between your friends. And now like recent, like I don't know, 10 years, right? You can see what's happening live almost all around the world. So you catch up, and the culture is catching up as well. We were we were very Slavic, or like, let's say, introverted country, right? We were closed. We weren't showing that much of an emotion, and now younger generation, I would say younger than mine, and even than
Yeah.
Laura's, right? They're now very, I would say, Western related culture. I would say. I don't know if that's grammarly correct. Sorry, we're not
Now you're
native
good. You're
speakers.
good.
But yeah, I would say this is the main change, the people, because we were so close. Like closed, I mean inside, we weren't showing emotions. And now it's different. Now it's way different.
Especially in Vilnius, actually. In small
Especially in
towns,
Vilnius.
like it's like a little bit the same, like it was 10 years ago. But in Vilnius, in Kaunas, in the biggest cities,
Of
like yeah,
Lithuania, yeah, it's getting better. So I think the main change is people. I don't know about anything
people
else.
traveling
Yeah.
more. That's why I think we're changing.
And
Like
social media for
yeah,
sure.
and
Social media.
I believe that. I definitely believe that. I'm I'm very curious to hear from you all. I don't know if I should get into this yet, but yeah, let me ask you this. Who introduced you all to, I guess, the Latin dance, Latin styles? Who was the pioneer for teaching, Lithuania, the Latin dance styles?
You mean
for us,
no,
or
bachata, or more of a going back to
I mean, I
for
guess I would say salsa bachata. Yeah, salsa bachata. I guess who were some of the original teachers that you remember in Lithuania teaching salsa and bachata?
hmm So
Mm,
I would say the first social dancers that I can recall, uh, uh, she's Sandra Seikauskaitė for in Lithuania. For me,
it's more salsa.
she's a Sarah. She's Cuban style salsa teacher, right?
Mhm.
And I went to
Tell me
her
what.
class and I saw social dancers doing that, like just dancing to any random song, right? The Cuban salsa song. And they were killing it. And especially she, as a teacher, as a person, she was just amazing. So I know it's not you're not familiar with her probably, but we don't
Mm,
have those figures like internationally super
yeah.
famous.
For me, it was Jomante. I know I can. Jomante, yes, for me. So I know her from ballroom dancing because she was like champion or something like this in ballroom. So I followed, like always following her in Instagram. That's why I noticed like she's dancing bachata. That's how I like know about bachata, and like
Yeah.
when I saw like the first people in person in Lithuania dancing.
But you were
Something like
probably
this.
asking about not Lithuanians, right? You were asking who inspired Lithuanians to dance,
No,
right?
no, no, no. That answered my question. I'm curious. Yeah, who were some of the first
Ah, pioneers, if you could
instructors?
also.
Yeah, yeah. Who were some of the first instructors? And you said it was the Cuban lady. What was her name again? I want to give her a shout out.
Oh yeah, Sandra Seikauskaitė.
Hey, shout out,
So
shout out. Okay.
she's yeah.
And
Uh,
is she still teaching currently?
she is, and she's still amazing, and she's still
Hey,
dancing herself,
hey,
So
hey.
Yeah, and for
yeah,
me it's Yomanta.
yeah.
Okay, okay. I want to ask you a question, Laura, because well, first of all, let me ask you this: at what age did you start taking ballroom classes?
I know from I know from a really really early like age from 5 years or something
Wow.
like
So
this.
that
Yeah.
and so from 5 to 18, you are all in on ballroom dancing, correct?
Yeah, I
Oh
would say
man.
like
And
this.
so
And I finished really early. It was like my like really I should dance like 10 years more if like I
um
know how to say. I
I
was
get you.
in my highest like level, and then I quit it. So
Mhm.
yeah.
Tell me this. I'm very curious to hear from you. Starting ballroom from such a young age. Tell me, what what is the life of a professional ballroom dancer? You know, what is that like?
When you're children, like it's different. You don't feel like you like a ballroom dancer or something like this. But after like my childhood, when I started to feel like, yes, I'm really ballroom dancer. Yes, it's difficult. It's a lot of practice. It's a lot of lessons. It's a lot of like traveling abroad or yes, for competitions. Actually, every weekend I need like to be in competition, to wake up at 5 a.m., to prepare 4 hours, to dance all day. And yeah, it's actually really difficult.
So you had no friends, right?
I
Outside the ballroom, you
had.
know?
I had.
Okay, so real quick, you know, what you just described is, you know, a lot of hard work, a lot of
Yeah,
dedication.
yeah.
Um, what why did you stick with it? Like, you know, what did you enjoy about that? Why did you love ballroom?
I know. I just then I started to understand how like it's technique and how can you relate to your body, like coach is saying to me. And yeah, I can feel it. If I will change like one thing in my body, oh, I can do this thing and this thing also. So it's like such inspiring for me. And also when I'm seeing like dancers on YouTube, for example, like really the best dancers in the world in ballroom in Latin, I know it was the biggest inspiration for me. Like
So you
I
were
can watch and cry actually. I don't know. It's so beautiful, and I can see we doing, oh, she did like this thing, and wow, it's so beautiful.
I think it's addictive, yeah?
Yeah, it's actually, yes, it's
Addiction.
addictive. Yeah,
Yeah, that's addiction.
Okay.
because
It's
in
a healthy addiction.
in ballroom you can do one step like 20 years and it will not be perfect at all. So yeah, you want to be like better and better and better, and it's not enough. So
Yeah.
that's the thing.
Okay, I definitely understand that. I definitely understand that. So so yeah, so you know, you two are growing up and everything, growing up dancing. I guess, you know, I guess let's talk about, you know, your introduction into the Latin style. So I guess, you know, who started first, and what did you start with? Was it salsa? Was it bachata? What did you start with?
It was at first, it was me, right? So I started with Cuban salsa, and then I stopped because I wasn't that interested. I didn't see like a lot of guys doing something super technical or something super good with their bodies. So I was like, okay, they're leading, but I'm not really that interested in leading because after my ballroom dancing, I went to contemporary and I was more of a solo artist, you know? So I was like, okay, those guys aren't really like dancing, they're just leading. So I wasn't that interested. And then Leo came to Lithuania, you know? And I was like, okay, this guy is not only leading, he's dancing himself. So I was like, that's super cool. I want to do that. So yeah, and actually he was the biggest inspiration for bachata for me. And I started about a year and a half ago, maybe a bit more now. I don't know. It's like a short period of time, so it's not that
Yeah.
long. But
For me, it was Donatas. Actually, he filmed me like I was dancing ballroom with some other guy like for video, and he just filmed us. And he said like, okay, maybe you want to try to dance bachata. And
you look nice, you know.
yeah, okay, maybe I can try.
It was
And it was,
COVID, you
yeah,
know. So it was COVID.
yeah. I
So
think
she had a lot of free time. Usually she's like from 5 to 12, from 5 a.m. to 12 p.m.
yeah, because I'm
She's just
studying
or
medicine
8,
and
sorry.
I'm having my own studio dancing school. So yeah, I'm quite busy, but the college changed
Yeah,
the
so
thing. So I think that's why I started actually. Like was like
okay.
yeah.
Yeah. So going back to the topic, yeah. So it was Leo for me. It was Leo. It was 1.5 years ago, and since then, I'm addicted to bachata, to dancing. I don't know. I'm still learning. I know I'm still learning. I still need a few years to feel like a fish in the water, you know. And that's important because in social dancing, if you don't feel really confident in yourself, I think that shows, and people can see that, and they can't relate that much. I think when you're not feeling in your own body, you know. So yeah.
Let me ask you this, Donatas, let me ask you this. You know, you have a background in, you know, many different dance styles. Let me ask you this, how do you think your background and ballroom, contemporary, show dance, and everything else, how do you think that influences your current bachata dance style?
Yeah, I think that it influences more than I realize myself, because like people are always telling, "Oh, I can see this, I can see that style in your dancing." And I'm like, I mean, I just wanna I see a figure, for example, in YouTube or somewhere, I'm just trying to do it as the person does it, but naturally I'm doing it differently due to my, background. So, and they're like, yeah, it should be your figure, right? You didn't copy this. You're doing it a unique way. I'm like, no, I tried to copy this one. So, but I think I don't try to do lines or extensions. It's just naturally, right? Like when I'm not posing, when I'm like leading the lady to some like one or other
Direction.
yeah, direction, like changing her weight, and I'm going to different direction to make like contra balance, or just to make a good shape. It's natural for me. It's not like I'm trying to do that. So I'm very grateful, because I think I still look like I'm a dancer and not, only trying to lead naturally. So I love that. I love
Yeah.
that.
And for me, it was so difficult to go from ballroom to bachata because I was like, you used to have always like the posture or something like this, and always telling me just relax and something like this, and I can't. I'm like a little bit like stuck a little bit in my
Yes,
body, so
definitely. Yeah.
I needed like I don't know, at least I think half of a year.
Yeah.
To feel good in bachata, to like go away from my ballroom, and I'm trying also avoid like ballroom style or something in my bachata dancing. Yeah, so
Yeah, like the time goes on, the more we want to dance real bachata.
yeah.
But as we said, we can like relax, because naturally, due to our background, we're just, we're still,
Sometimes
yeah,
it's just showing up.
yeah, we still look different a bit, like, yeah.
Yeah,
But we still want to do like more and more bachata nowadays, instead of,
yeah.
lines or
Even
something.
it's funny, when we started to dance bachata, we loved just remixes. We couldn't dance with like traditional ballroom like songs.
But
Oh,
now,
sorry, bachata songs.
but
But
now,
now just
just,
traditional one.
traditional. So it's in our blood a bit.
Hey, I understand. Let me ask you a two-part question, and I want to hear from both of you all. I want I want to hear, and Laura, you already kind of spoke of it, but I want to hear about both y'all's beginner stage learning bachata. Um, but I want you to frame it in a way that is giving advice to someone who either is contemplating starting bachata classes, or is in that beginner stage and they're struggling. So tell me, kind of, can you answer that for me if I made sense?
Yeah,
Yeah, can I say it first?
of course.
Please.
So I would say just try to dance with your heart. Don't try to do like, okay, I'm dancing, I'm doing beautiful, I'm doing this figure beautiful. Just try to feel it and just do it. That's all, just from your heart. I would
Okay.
say like, yeah.
So, can you also like speak on how it was in the beginning for you?
Yeah, as he said, for me it was really difficult to go from ballroom to bachata. I was too stiff, and I didn't understand this dancing, why it looks so like easy and it's not comfortable. Even when it started, it was so uncomfortable to dance like for hours together. We always like bumping into
Into
a
each
chair
other.
or something like this. So I think for everyone, just you need to have the time, like the time should pass, and yeah, then you will feel better in every dance in bachata or in every style. We just need to wait a little bit,
Yeah,
and not quit,
time is
and
the
still
key.
enjoy it.
Hey, real quick, Donatus, before you answer, Laura, real quick. So
Uh-huh.
you spoke on, what was difficult.
Yes.
Do you think because of your background in ballroom, was there anything that you think you picked up easier because you have been dancing your whole life? Was there anything that was easier for you to do or pick up?
I think just to look like good, like beautiful in the dancing, it just helped me in this way. I wouldn't say like in other ways it helped me. Just maybe a little bit later to understand the technique. I don't know how to say it, you know what I mean? Like, yeah.
No, I understand that. I get you. I understand. Especially like you said, looking good. You know, maybe that. I would say, was it the posture? When you learn that ballroom posture, that definitely translates to a lot of things, right?
Yeah, like I seen some girls like they not using their feet like in the high heels or something like this. I'm used to do it, so I'm not thinking about this at all. So it's like these small things, but yeah.
At first, you know, also for her, I mean, she thought she can't apply anything from ballroom almost, right? And now the more we move on, the more she understands that all the body movement, all the body technique, I don't know, weight transfer is just the same. It's just a
Facts.
bit, you know, different. You go to it. I mean, but it's still everything. You can use it. You can use everything in bachata.
The essential parts in bachata was the most difficult part in the
Okay.
beginning. Oh Jesus Christ, what's happening? I'm always saying.
Yeah,
I know. I definitely because so real quick. So I don't know. I don't know if this is proper, but you know, isn't all dancing, you know, a simple weight transfer from left to right?
What do you mean? I didn't understand. Can you repeat?
Meaning, you know, there are some things that you were able to translate from ballroom to bachata. Maybe
Yeah.
not everything, but there are certain things that you've learned you were able to translate. I understand that.
Yeah, I can now. I can't do it like more,
guys,
but
give me a moment. Okay, continue.
okay. So
Sorry.
No worries. But so yeah, I definitely understand that. And so wait, why did you say that? What was so difficult about learning central bachata for you? Why was that so difficult?
you because in ballroom you always need to be like really like in your body, not to do like not to relax, to keep the posture. As I said, everything needs to be like like real technique. You can't like improvise something so much like in bachata. And for example, I danced like in Donatas at first, and he just 1/8, he doesn't do anything, and I was like, what can I do, like what's my part, what to do with me? What can I do in this part? I like for me needed the time to understand the bachata, how it should look and all this like things. So yeah, I think I in every dancing you just need time to understand the dancing. I think it was the main reason, and it was, yes, the main problem.
Okay, no, I
And
definitely understand that.
it was difficult because it was COVID time, so I couldn't go to like socials like not like normally people would go, and for me it was also, that's why it was difficult more because of the COVID also.
That yeah, definitely. I
Mm.
definitely understand that, especially. Well, let me ask you something very cute from you. So,
Huh?
how were you taking classes? Was Donatas teaching you, or did you have an instructor? How have you been learning?
Mm, we didn't take in structure, just we asked like some details. We from Yomante and Leo, for example, some details, but actually everything I would say we did ourselves. Like we just tried so many times, and we saw how it works for us the best. That's how, like, I
I'm
would
here.
say
Sorry, guys.
we did it. Yeah, it's
Okay,
just
okay,
our own job, and also Donatas. Of course, Donatas was real help for me.
Yeah.
okay,
Yeah.
okay. Donatas, I don't want to forget. I wanted to ask you the same question. You know, tell me about your beginner stage learning bachata, and frame it in a way that could be advice for a beginner.
Okay. So, yeah, I first saw Leo, right? They were still there in Lithuania. I was, of course, trying to learn as much as possible in their classes, right? Then they went to US. Then it was like a month later when I started, and then I tried learning on my own. So we were just with like me, like a random girl, right? I asked her if you want to try to learn more bachata, even though they already knew I was a beginner. But they saw a potential, so they were like, "Yeah, I want to try to learn with you." So, and then I asked another couple, like my friend Solus, another couple, to like come and help us, like to just learn new figures from YouTube, you know. And the YouTube for 3 months was a teacher for me. So that's how I started. So I was kind of obsessed with it. So until I feel comfortable
Yeah.
with the figure, I just want to do it, redo it again. Like if it seems off, I want to ask someone like, why do you think it's off?
He's obsessed with bachata. Sorry, I just
Yeah,
wanted to
yeah,
say
yeah, yeah, yeah.
it.
So first like 3 or 4 months was the hardest one to feel natural in it. It was so unnatural for me not to like fix the movement, like to be flowing in every movement. So I was just like kaka pose, sensual part. Like I'm not sure if I'm leading correct. It doesn't matter, kaka pose, you know. So it was strange, but what I would say, just when you're starting, just go to classes. Do not try to learn it yourself. I learned it myself because I have a background of different styles, so I kind of understand
Yeah, me
what
too.
the movement should feel like. Other guys who's, for example, doing sensual part, trying to copy YouTube, I mean, you don't know what it takes to do it, right? So
To
you go
properly
to
lead.
Yes, exactly. So you go to a person who knows and ask them and ask them twice, ask them 3 times, but do not try to learn it from YouTube. So maybe that was my mistake a bit as well. Maybe I should have
Oh,
gone to someone else. Who knows? But that was my way, and I wouldn't offer that way because it's
It's
struggling. You know, it's
difficult, yeah.
difficult, and
facts.
yeah.
So
So just
real quick.
yeah.
I totally agree with you. I'm sorry to cut you off, but I just want to say that um, finding a good instructor is almost like a cheat code, correct? Because
ab-
instead of you learning incorrectly, you start from the beginning properly and you build on those fundamentals properly, correct?
Oh my God, that's so correct. And that's this probably is what I would have changed. This is what I would have changed. Like, I mean, I said I wouldn't change anything, but this thing, as you said, is a cheat code. I would have gone to instructor. I would have paid him. I would have said like, Let's just try to learn as much as possible and show me the how it's done instead of, wasting, I don't know, wasting a bit of time, But because I'm obsessed with dancing, I don't care. I can spend 20 hours in a studio, so it's okay.
Uh, that's awesome, man. So let me ask you this then, man. I want to ask you both this, because fortunately for you, you had an instructor who you could go to. But there are people out there who may be unfortunate and not have any local instructors, or they may have bad instructors. So I'm very curious for the person who's in the situation where they don't have a local instructor or an instructor who they trust. Is their only option YouTube, or what alternatives do they have if they're truly passionate like you are to learn?
Now it's really popular online classes, so like, why not? Why not take online classes if you like feel like it's helpful for you?
Yeah, sometimes you don't even have to feel the guy or the girl to understand what he's doing right. Sometimes
Hmm.
it's enough to watch. And we saw that, right? We
Yeah.
now understand that, like, only by watching how the figure is done or how the movement is done, we can tell what's wrong. So it's not like I have to touch a girl and, like, okay, you're transferring the weight not
Hmm.
correct in that
Yeah.
manner. So yeah, online classes, YouTube, as you said, but any other alternative? What do you think? If you want to do it on your own? Okay,
Hmm.
I would say If you don't feel comfortable, that's incorrect. Yeah, yeah. That's if the girl feels uncomfortable when she's being led, that's incorrect. Yeah.
Okay, so wait, real quick though, because I gotta. Hmm. I want to word this proper. In that beginning stage though, it's like the blind leading the blind.
Yeah.
And what I mean is that, if you don't know what's right, if you don't know what's proper, then it's hard to say what's wrong and what's right. You understand me?
I
Right?
understand. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
But
but I
let's
get you though.
see
But I
what's
get you.
wrong.
But you are right though. Real quick, you are right that if it feels uncomfortable, if it doesn't feel right, then more than likely it's
Yeah.
not proper. So I definitely understand that. I understand.
And all the guys that are saying like, no, it's you who's not following. Nah, man, it's like 90% it's
It,
your fault.
it's always the lead's fault. It's always the
Yeah,
lead's
Yes.
fault.
yeah, yeah. I mean, if
I
the
Until
love
it's not.
that about this. Oh
uh,
yes.
if the girl knows the basic, it's only you then. Yeah, yeah,
Um,
exactly.
so I think it's so cool though, man. That the relationship between the lead and the follow, and I'm pretty sure you all can like attest to this. Um, there's, in my opinion, there's no better feeling than when, as a follow or as a lead, where you find that partner and you just have that beautiful moment. And it's just like, you connect really well and you have a wonderful dance. I think that is an amazing feeling.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
that's like a drug, that's like a cherry on a cake.
Yeah.
Um, I if I don't get that dance, during the night, like one dance where you
He's
really
not
connect,
happy
yeah, I'm not happy.
all night.
And if I do get it, and like I'm super like happy with it, Laura's like, okay, you're happier because of dance. How come, Yeah, yeah, I'm happier. So it's very important to feel connected, uh, and at least to have that one dance. You think about it like, I'm doing something right in my life. Yeah.
So let me ask you this then. I'm very curious. I think I know I think I know the answer to this question, but I want to hear from you all. That feeling that we just spoke about. Do you know how to recreate that feeling with, as many people as possible? If you understand what I'm saying,
Absolutely.
is there a key to it?
Like, still there. I think there are certain people that it's easier to do it with. And I think it's personality as well, because dancing is something a bit, how to say, like,
Is it a language?
yeah, I think it's more of a thing of a connection, right? You can do moves with anyone, and they might feel connected, but you're not always connected, even though you're leading perfectly or like you're dancing. It's more of a connection, something more within, right? If you feel it, that's it. I mean, it's not outside, it's more of an inside. So you can't do it with anyone, with everyone, right? So yeah, it's like a puzzle. If it fits, it fits. If the space is different, so you just lose it all the time. What do you think? Yeah.
Yeah, I would say the same.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I'm interviewing you all. I don't want to interject too much, but
Yeah.
I think maybe a way to word it is that a way to increase your chances of having that puzzle piece fit is when both parties are being present and in the moment. And so what I mean is that in that beginner stage, especially as a leader, so I definitely can speak as a lead. In that beginner stage as a leader, you have to focus on so many things. And so it's so easy to get caught up in your head thinking about, what comes next, what should I do? And it's very difficult, and thus, it's very difficult to be in the moment, be present, and then connect with your partner. And so, I'm just talking right now, but I think being present can lead to so many great things, but you only get to that level of being present by continuing to practice and getting better. If I'm making sense.
Wow, that's like put very, very, very correct. And whenever you're out of it, like out of you don't feel yourself or you don't feel it really good that day, and you go social dancing, and you're not feeling present because you're stuck in your thoughts. That's it. It's not going to be a good night. There won't be good dances. So if you're in present moment, you feel the music better. You feel everything better, right? And the background which you built already, like you don't have to think about basic. You don't have to think about doing
music.
Like hitting the beats. If you're just there, you're gonna hit those beats, right? So if you're in here, it's not gonna even like us.
Yeah.
Even best dancers, I think we talk with good dancers, and they're saying the same thing. Like if you're not there at the moment, the dance won't feel good and won't look good. So maybe it looks good because you're really good, but who cares about looking? I mean, the most important is feeling, right? So yeah.
Yeah. How do I say this? I definitely agree with that. I think a lot of times people, I won't say a lot of times, sometimes people really want to look good for the video, and they may forget that they're actually sharing this moment with their partner.
Yeah.
And it's kind of you kind of treat that partner as just maybe like an object, just something to look good on the camera with, So I definitely understand that.
That's so true. That's so true. Yeah, like performing instead of social dancing, right?
Exactly. That's it. Exactly. Yeah. That is exactly what I meant to say.
For us, it's easier. We just need to follow and to be relaxed and just enjoy.
Yeah,
okay, so let me ask you both this. And let me ask you if you agree with this. In for leads and follows, in the beginning, it's more difficult for the leads, but as both lead and follow progress on the same trajectory, it starts to become more difficult for the follow. And I'm curious, Laura, is that something that you've noticed, or has it always been easy for you?
I wouldn't say I really noticed it. Like for me, I didn't feel like the difference between then I started and then I could listen more difficult figures. Just the practice, I would say. I know for followers, just be how to say, just be in your own body, not to go somewhere where the guy don't want you go, and just try to be with him and to follow the eyes with your body. I don't know, just
so
how to say.
I think the question was like the more difficult figure being led, the more difficult it is to follow.
No, I didn't say like this.
No,
I didn't say like this.
But I think it's because you were professional before and you're so good in body weight transfer, so it's
maybe okay.
Yeah, it's
maybe.
easier for you. Okay, yeah.
Okay, fair enough. Let's get to I want to ask you all some questions, and I kind of want to give advice to dancers out there. So I'm gonna ask you a couple questions if that's cool. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Shoot. All right. So for someone who is, we'll say maybe an intermediate, and they want to get to like, maybe that advanced level. I'm curious, what advice could you give that person?
Invest in your dancing in general.
Yeah.
As Leo said, this is Leo words. He said, if you want to get better in bachata, do everything but bachata. Like dance salsa, dance ballroom, dance contemporary, dance hip hop.
Yeah.
You're gonna feel different approach. Your body will feel that you're doing something different, right? And it's gonna be more beneficial in bachata or any other social dance.
Even if for the girls, for example, if you're dancing just in couples and you never try to do like styling, like lady styling class, so just try to do it. I think it will be helpful for your also like couple dancing also like.
And because it's sensual bachata, right? Do zouk.
Yeah.
If you do zouk, I mean, you're gonna.
Brazilian zouk.
Brazilian zouk is for me, the zouk was really helpful actually for bachata following. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. That's definitely so. Before I moved to Guam, I was in the Richmond area and in Washington D.C. Uh, Sensual Bachata, which is kind of like a mix between Brazilian zouk and bachata, is very big. They love Sensual Bachata in DC. So, yeah, practicing Brazilian zouk and Brazilian zouk in its own is a beautiful dance, an absolutely beautiful dance.
Yeah, I love
Beautiful
it.
dance. Yeah,
Food for soul. Food for soul.
yeah. Let me ask you this: when I say the word musicality, what does that mean to you?
Mm, just listen the music and try to hear the beats and to dance the beats. Like, if you
Yeah,
know
it's
what I
maybe
mean.
it's more technical for us than for other people, I
Yeah.
would say. But yeah, like dancing to the music, it's not always to the beats. It's to the lyrics as well, right? And the sad part is,
We don't understand like
the
the
Spanish
Spanish,
part.
so
But we're hearing that someone is like, like asking for love. So that means you should dance like that. You just feel it, even though you don't understand it. You just feel it. That he's some probably he's singing about asking love. So let's just try to ask love in dance.
But actually, for me, if they did like something really good with beats, and okay, yes, we
Yeah,
did
you feel
it. It's
yeah,
so yes,
yeah, yeah.
enjoyable.
Mhm.
I understand that. I definitely understand that. I definitely do. Let me ask you. I guess just one last question. That I want to hear. I want to have you both give your own individual answer for this one. Can you give me one tip, one piece of advice that can make anyone a better dancer immediately?
Yes, just yes. I just as I said before, just don't forget to dance with your heart. That's all. If you feel like you like going just more into technique or something like this, just go back a little bit and just feel the music, feel yourself, feel your body, feel your partner. That's all. Just dance with your heart. For me, was the most important tip.
Uh-huh.
Mm.
Ooh. One tip to make it a better dancer right away. Okay, I would say confident. Like just I don't know how confident you are, right? But it doesn't probably matter. The more confidence you show and you feel, the more confident you feel, the better it is. If you feel comfortable, that means you don't have to think too much or you're not going to be late to continue the movement. Like you're going to basic turn, you already know because you're confident that the basic turn is gonna like gonna be perfect. I'm gonna do it. So you already know like in first or second count, you're gonna do it on 4 preparation for basic turn. So that's same with all the figures. Like if you're doing some figure, just do not cut it off. Like be confident in that figure and just continue doing that and just connect 2 figures. That's it. And I think the girls appreciate that when you're not hesitant. When you're not hesitant,
Yeah.
they're like, that's the best dance I had, because
Mm.
it's so flowy. It's so flowy. Yeah.
I agree.
Um, so yeah, I can speak on that so much. And speaking of confidence, so important, especially for a leader. Um, so true. That is 1,000% true. Being confident, it kind of it can make or break a dance. I definitely agree with that 100%. I definitely
Abs-
agree with that.
Absolutely.
Um, Laura and Donatas, man, I really want to thank you both, so much for taking time out today to talk with me. I really appreciate that.
Thank
Like
you so
it
much.
passed like 20 minutes. I mean, it was
Yeah.
perfect. It was perfect. Thank you. Like you're
um,
amazing. You're an amazing interviewer. I mean, that's
I appreciate that. I appreciate
We
that.
love the questions actually.
yeah, yeah. The questions were so good. Thank you so
That's
much.
awesome. That's awesome. Real quick, tell me this. You know, I know times are kind of crazy right now, but do you have any upcoming events, anything going on that you want to, plug or share with anyone, with everyone?
Mm.
Well, we have an event that's going to happen in Bulgaria, but
Nice.
it's I don't know if it's
It's
100%, right?
yeah, I don't know
So it's
also.
okay. We're not sure even about this, but we're starting just new classes in September, you know. So
Yeah.
we can say that if someone's in Lithuania, you know, will be watching this, just you know where to go.
Yeah.
I would absolutely love the opportunity to come and dance with you. I would love that. I would love that.
One day we will, right? Like
I'll
we'll
with it.
we'll
I
share the
would
knowledge.
it. All right. Okay. So, real quick, tell me this then. How can people get in contact with you? You know, how can they reach out to you?
We have our official page on Instagram. I know Donatas and Laura official. Yes. We have our own accounts of Instagram and also YouTube. They have
We have a YouTube channel, so it's Donatas Dance. Instagram is Laura Bružauskaitė, same as the name, last name, just without any dots, without spaces. And same with me, Donatas Mankevicius, as well, no dots, no spaces. Yeah, and Facebook by name. Just contact us.
Easy.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
thank you.
Hey, perfect.
Yeah.
Before the interview, you sent all those links to me, so I will make sure that I put all those links in the descriptions. All right, I got you.
All right. Thank you so
Okay.
much.
Shoot,
Thank you.
shoot,
Thank
shoot,
you.
shoot. Of course, of course. Like I said earlier, you know, I want to thank you both so much, man. You know, before we close this out, you know, is there any, you know, last words you want to share with the people before we close out this episode?
Just go dance. So enjoy it.
Yeah, enjoy. What I would say, yeah, don't forget why you started, right? Because it's easy to, for even I think it's especially for the upcoming artists, it's easy to forget what was the reason you started, right? So if you started because of socials, don't be you know, with your nose up and don't dance, like stop dancing with everyone. Just continue doing that, because this is where you started, and those people are in your shoes now, you know, when they're coming to social first time. So yeah.
I think that is an amazing way to close out this episode of the Two Left Feet podcast. I want to thank you both so much, Laura and Donatas. Thank you so much.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
thank
It was
you.
a pleasure, and we loved it. So thank you so
Hey, wonderful. I really appreciate it. Yeah, that'll do it. Thank you so much. All right.
All right.
Okay.
Thank you. Okay.
Ciao.
Bye.
Bye.